Hello everyone, Retiro here for another fun adventure of my life in Silver League. Alright, so let's get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to Polar Night yet again to face off against Erva, a level 30 unranked, so who knows what it could be. Could be bronze, could be silver, could be platinum, who knows. Against me as a random, so who knows what we're going to get here. And it looks like we're going to be... Is it Terran? Is it Terran? Is it Terran? It's Zerg, actually. Erva stays as Terran. I am Zerg, blue Zerg in the bottom here. So as has been hopefully repeatedly discussed over the course of my life in Silver League, I'm not so good with the Zerg. I'm not really the prototypical Zerg player. So hopefully... we've learned a little something from our last few forays as Zerg, and or playing against them, certainly. And we can pick up a little something for this excursion. So let's see what we got here. Erva is there we go. There's that supply depot from Erva. I'm already up against my supply block, but Overlord is on the way. Pretty standard intro here for everybody, nothing out of the ordinary. I certainly know very little in the way of tricks and shenanigans when it comes to Zerg. And there's my spawning pool. There we go. So Zerglings will be on the way shortly. And get my drones on the way as well. More SCVs for Erva. Again, totally standard here, although he is sort of sitting here. There we go. There's that barracks. Gotta get that barracks timing just right. And I believe he is sending a scout down. There it is. There goes this SCV scout. Now you'll notice it looks like I actually haven't gone with a drone scout this time, which I had done the last few times I played Zerg to great success. So already, I think the one lesson we can learn here is that the drone scouting on top of Overlord scouting is a good idea. Erva gets a good look at what's going on here. He's seen the spawning pool. He knows there's no gas. He knows there's no expansion, so he's probably feeling pretty good right now. His barracks is just about done, and his gas is just starting. Already he's got that advantage. However, my pool is done, and 2 Lings are on the way, as well as that Overlord to break the looming supply block. And there we go. There is the Overlord. Queen is on the way next. And up to 4 Lings in the pipeline now, as the Orbital now ready to go for Erva. Gets his Marine out onto the field, or as shortly as he completes his wall in. Meanwhile, this little game of tag here is still going. Erva's gone all the way back to his natural, still being hounded by my drone. I'm thinking at some point I probably should have just checked the wall to see how the wall in was going over here. Another thing to learn. Playing worker tag, probably not favoring anybody at this point, but the Queen is done. Marines are on the way here for Erva. And with the Queen done and another gas on the way here comes the hatchery. Finally, second hatch on the way at the almost 4-minute mark. And the worst part is, Erva now knows it's here. So, good scouting here by Erva. And now, finally, with 2 Lings joining the ring around the rosy here. Oh my goodness, we will finally, maybe, get rid of this thing. Anyway, the Lings are investigating the wall in, and they see it's there, and the Marines will take one of them down. Actually, this Ling is uncontested here. This is a good thing for this Ling, and he's like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I should get out of here. Good call for him. Finally, gas, I believe I saw there. Gas finally up and running. Need to get people mining that so we can get that Speedling metabolic boost. Mr. Overlord here floating over the... I guess he's not the Mr. Overlord, but he is the same color, and we do love him dearly. He will be shot down. Though he does get a good scout off here. As I... Oh, here we go! Here we go. I said before I didn't know any shenanigans. Clearly I lied. We are going with the Hatchery Contain in the enemy's natural. Because why not? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here's the factory is ready to go, or it is done, and reactors on the way here for Erva, as well as the starports are going up the tech tree quickly, not bothering with tier 1 tech much at all. Got a reactor there for the barracks as well. Maybe get some more Marines on the way. Sure, get those Marines out there. But we have more drones on the way here as the Queen is injecting larvae into that hatchery. And we would hope down here so we can get some mining going. But more importantly, the 3rd base is in the enemy's natural. There's a scan from Erva. Gets a good look at the main base. Sees very little there. Probably slightly concerned. I mean, my goodness. No Evo, no Roach. 3 hatch, though, so that's something. Oh, and we're supply blocked. Delightful. Did I mention I'm not so good with the Zerg? Meanwhile, Command Center on the way here for Irva as he's getting ready to... Oh, there's a nice little switcheroo there to get the starport onto the reactor and get a tech lab on the way for the factory. Command Center on the way here. He's going to get a nasty surprise when he tries to float over here and sees a bunch of lings and a fully functioning hatchery. Meanwhile, apparently I listened to myself, and I finally have a Baneling nest on the way here, and the Evo chamber is done. So awesome. 12 lings on the way, though. But meanwhile, it's Marine medevac for Irva, as I am so far behind the tech tree. Mass sling against Marine and medevac, well, I think it doesn't take a genius to figure out who's going to win this one. But it's all about learning, right? Absolutely it is. Ling's on the way here. Queen on the way as well at the, I guess we'll call it the contain hatch. As the overlords just sort of chill and go scouting and try not to get in anybody's way. My goodness. Meanwhile, here are the Marines. They're loaded up. It looks like they're getting ready for a drop here. The question is, where are they going to drop to? Do they know about this? Does Irva know? He doesn't know this is here. Oh my goodness. Well then, this could get interesting. Meanwhile, the medevacs are off to do a big nasty drop here, and I don't blame them. Meanwhile, oh, the command center is going to get a nasty surprise when it walks over here, and so will the Marines. They go, uh-oh, wait a minute here. What's happening here? Now, does he turn around the drop, or does he go for it? Meanwhile, Baneling's on the way now to help with the bust. Level 1 attacks also on the way. A new Overlord to break the supply block. More drones, more tech labs on the way for these barracks, and a siege tank, which is a good call there to break the, I guess, what is technically a contain. More creep spreading going on here, though. Very basic to begin with. The drop is in position, but is not moving. The command center has landed at the 3rd, I guess you would call it, for Irva. And the more medvacs, more SCV, more siege tank on the way. 8 more lings on the way, as well as 4 drones. Level 1 still being worked on. Drop is in a holding pattern here. Meanwhile, the bust is on. Oh dear, the Banelings can't get in. The Banelings can't get in to make the bust. Banelings, there's the bust. The bust goes down, and the lings actually get a few good hits here. And the lings are loose in the base. They are on top of the siege tank. The siege tank has been cut to pieces. The lings are loose. They're not even speed lings yet. They're just normal lings, and here come the SCVs. The SCVs off the line will surround and get the kills on these lings. The lings are just trying to get this thing to burn down. Can they get the starport down? They might actually do it. The lings do get the starport down. Another siege tank, though, is here, as are 3 Marines. And the SCVs are like, wait a minute. What just happened? What just happened? Meanwhile, the drop, at the expansion, is a good one. And the drop has taken out the hatchery as well. A good drop here by Irva, though it has resulted in his front door being left wide open. Reactor on the way for this barracks. 2 spine crawlers now at the front door to the main to try and stop the drop. So that will probably be far less than is needed. Meanwhile, the lings are going to go right back up. They're going to go straight for that Marine. You're like, no, wait a minute. Siege tank, better idea. Get the siege tank, and they will carve that to pieces. They go right back for the Marine, and do they get him? They do. But the Marines will have no problem cleaning up this ling offensive. Meanwhile, the drop has decided, you know what, we should probably turn around and do something about this. Sparing my main and the 2 spine crawlers. Speed metabolic boost finally on the way, and combat shields on the way for the Marines. Supply depots on the way at the back of Irva's base to alleviate the supply block. But no unit production, despite floating 1,000 minerals. Hello, look at all these larvae. Turn them into lings. Do something. There we go. 16 lings on the way, though. It's probably going to be too little, too late. The Queen will try and hold off this, but it's not going to go well. Queen by herself. Here comes some lings. Try and soak up some hits. It's not going to happen. The Queen actually moves off to try and focus on a Marine. That's a bad play. Should have stayed with the medevac. Here come the lings. Here come the lings. Can they save the day? Can the lings save the day? Remember the creep tumor, so on the back of this, we're going to creep spread, because why not? But it's not going to happen here. This contain will be busted. And the drones are like, alright, time to leave. Time to get out of here. This was fun. 10 out of 10, A+, would buy from again. And 2 cocoons here. We're going to go for some surprise lings here. Meanwhile, back at the main base, it's all gone horribly sideways. Expansion is being rebuilt to try and reestablish some form of macro. The contain hatch is gone. The expansion for Erva is not been upgraded, but it is still building. Both players floating healthy amounts of mineral, and I've got a nice whack ton of Vaspian. Well, I suppose not compared to some, but it's some nonetheless. That cocoon has been taken down. And looks like that one will follow. Well, maybe not. The Lings might pop for the 3 seconds of glory that they'll have. Not even 3 seconds. Forget that. 2 queens on the way now. For me to try and get some macro going here. Or anything, really. Needing units, needing anything. Lings are on the way to provide some sort of defense next to the Spinecrawler who will try and hold the line. The Overlord's like, okay, we are done here. We're just going to go ahead and get out of town. Nice and slow. Nobody will notice. But meanwhile, everybody's like, yeah, well, guess what? I got 4 Medivacs. I got Marine Marauder. We got Triple M going on here. And they are coming for this expansion. The Queens are almost done. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Level 1 ground carapace on the way. There's the Queen. Does she get the infect done? Or the inject, I should say. Starport is once again on the way for Erva. As is an engineering bay. A second engineering bay, likely to get that 1-1 done at the same time. And the inject larvae is taking place at the main just fine. Still no actual building, per se. Which is a pity. Because kind of need that to get done. Drones are the unit of choice here. For the macro, not sure that was the wisest play. I think we've already identified one of the key lessons here, and this is sort of a theme, is knowing when to stop going macro and to start going heavy unit. Spore Crawler's on the way to try and stop that Medvac and perhaps another drop. Not a bad idea, but a little bit too late. It's the Queen and the Lings and the Crawler trying to hold off this army. It's not going to go well, methinks. And methinks right. Oh, here come the Lings, and that's not going to end well either. It's a meat grinder, and I do believe at this point, Erva has successfully managed to take down my meager Zerg holdings. The hatchery contain, while an interesting idea, ultimately a flawed one. The broodlings will get sweet nothing out of that. Custom cells almost done here for Erva, as are the Stimpaks. He's almost at supply block, but he doesn't care because he's almost at the victory point as well. Third Crawler going to try and help hold this line. I don't think it's going to happen. There goes the Queen. There goes the first supply Crawler. Spore Crawler also on the way. That's probably not going to end too well either. I do at this point. That should be the end of it. And there is the GG. So I think we learned a valuable lesson about not trying something as foolish as a hatchery contain, as well as devoting too many resources to macro instead of getting those units on the field. Hopefully, I will have learned that for next time. You've been watching a little slice of life from my life in Silver League. My name is Rituro. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.